All right, welcome everybody. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV, and we are back with our fall classic baseball 1959 replay using the Milwaukee Braves. It's been a very exciting project for me. I was basically kind of motivated by another gamer on the forum who was doing the same thing and was struggling with results, wasn't really truly happy, and I said, hey, I bet you if I try it, a lot of the results will be different. And basically that's, dice baseball, right? Dice tabletop baseball. You never know exactly what's going to happen. So the Milwaukee Braves are playing the Cincinnati Reds, and for Milwaukee the lineups is Bruton in center field, Matthews at third base, Aaron in right, Covington in left, Adcock at first, Crandall at catcher, Roach the second baseman, Mantilla the shortstop, and Lou Burdette the pitcher. For the Cincinnati Reds, it's Temple the second baseman, Pinson the center fielder, Lynch in left field, Frank Robinson the first baseman, Gus Bell in right field, Pendleton the third baseman, Dotterer the catcher, Casco the shortstop, and Perky is on the mound. Burdette is an A pitcher. I rolled earlier with I'm using a yellow D20, and then of course we'll have our regular kind of APA red and white die to roll, and the D20 will give us our out, right? And then of course we will get everything else from the 3-5, or the red and the white. We'll read the red first. Let's start it up. Gameplay is very, very fast. 99% of it is off the cards, and I kind of try to zoom in on the cards a little bit, just so you would see how simple it is to play. So this has a flavor of tutorial. Bill Bruton is batting in the box against Bob Purkey, the righty, and let's do it. All right, 15, and that tells me it's an out. So automatically we know it's an out, and it's a 3. He's a lefty, so he will bounce to the first baseman. On a 5, 1, or 2, it would be 3-1, but in this case it's just a G3 for the first out of the ball game. Let's see if I can get to. All right, so that's one away. Next up is Eddie Matthews. Eddie Matthews, 24 home runs, batting .286 in 73 games. That's a 56, and that's a blank. So when it's a blank, we're going to go to the pitcher, and it's 1-12 is a strikeout, but we rolled a 19, and that'll be a fly ball right field for out number 2, the 9, right? The 9 tells you it's a fly ball to right field. And here is Hank Aaron, Mr. Hank Aaron. Pitch, and a 62, and that's a blank, and a 62 will be an out. The 14 tells us it's bounced to second base, and that 3 up and 3 down, that retires the side. All right. So like I said, a little bit of flavor of a tutorial. And it's going to be Temple, Johnny Temple. Sounds like detective spy show. I remember Simon Templar, right? All right, 66, and that's going to be a drive down the line into the left field corner, and Lynch plays it off the wall. Digging for second is Temple. The throw is not in time for a leadoff double for Temple. And Aaron grounded out. Double for Temple, so he's on at second base. Veda Pinson is next. Pitch from Burdette. That's a 12 and a 1-13. That's ball 4. So Burdette starts off in a shaky fashion. And it's Jerry Lynch, lefty batter. Pitch and a 13, and that's going to be an out with a 2. That's a fly ball center field. Backing up a few steps is Bruton, and he is there. Nobody advances on that. The 2 tells me it's center field, not to the catcher, because not too many balls go to the catcher. This is not status pro. Frank Robinson is next. He's got good power. Let's see what he did. The nice thing about this game is on the cards at the bottom, it tells you the data. He hit 36 home runs with 125 RBIs, so had quite a season, batted .311. So Burdette has his work cut out for him. There's a couple of men on, there's one out, and here's a pitch. And it's a 56, struck him out. Big K for Lou Burdette. So 2 outs now. It's Gus Bell. Gus Bell with 19 home runs, 115 RBIs, 293. So the Reds held their own. The Reds had 74 and 80 with both managers, Mayo Smith and Fred Hutchinson. So Frank Robinson strikes out. Let's see if Burdette can get out of this inning. Here's the pitch, and it's a 23. He will get out of the inning. And a 10. I have to get the chart. And the 10 is going to be a line out. With that 3 tells me it's a line out to center field. And that retires the side. They leave a couple on. No runs. 1 hit, 2 left on. And here come the Braves. There's going to be Wes Covington against Bob Perky. Pitch, and it's a 41 and blank there, so it goes to the pitcher, and 41 is 1-18. Ball 4. Perky walks Covington. I do the W because it's easier than doing the base on balls. It's easy. I don't know if you can see it, but it's much easier and quicker to do that than to do. I have to lift the pen. In this case, I don't have to lift the pen at all. So I try to kind of do that to save time. I know it's very little time, but it adds up, believe it or not. Adcock with a runner on first. Adcock hit 25 home runs, batted .292. In our replay, he's got 9 home runs and 150 at-bats with a .342 average. So he's hitting very, very well. 24, that's going to be an out, a fly ball left field, a 7. And that is Lynch under it. 1 away for the Braves. Del Crandall now. Crandall batting .260 with 17 home runs, having an amazing beginning of the season, so he's gonna overperform, maybe, who knows. 64, and that's a blank. A 64 is an out, an 18. That 8 tells us it's a fly ball at center field. To his right is Pinson, and he squeezes it for out number 2. And here is Mel Roach. Mel Roach only had 31 at bats. You get every player with this game, so that's one nice thing about it. So if you want to play a game with those unknown guys that could get that big hit and, drive in the game-winning run. And it just helps you just learn, the names and the players, even though they didn't play that much. I like that aspect of the baseball. It doesn't always have to be about the superstars. It could be about those no-name guys, which is kind of cool to me. Not really totally necessary, but it's kind of probably an idiosyncrasy of mine. Roach against Bob Perky. Here's a pitch with a runner on first. Runner is moving with 2 out of 32. That'll be an automatic out, and that's going to be ripped to, he's a righty third base, and that retires the side. So he lines it, hits it hard, but right at the third baseman, Pendleton. No runs, no hits, so walk, one left, and we move to the bottom of the second. So Roach lines it out to 5. So I decided to go with a little different visual here so you can see the cards a little bit easier and you can kind of learn the game. I feel that this is probably one of the best deals. You can get the whole season for $20 PDF, but of course you have to print it, you know, ink and cardstock and so on. Here's Pendleton. Burdette with the pitch. 66, and that's going to be a deep drive, 1-5 homer, and we roll the 2, and that's way back, left center field. Bruton and Covington come together, but there's nothing they can do, and it's 1-0. Home run, Pendleton. And that is Pendleton's second home run of the season. Doesn't hit a lot of them, but hits them when they count. Dutch Dotterer. Pitch, and it's a 34. It will be a blank, and that's bounced up the middle. Base hit into center field. So Dotterer is on with a single. Next is Casco, Eddie Casco, with a 41, and that's, let's see what happens. If he gets on, there's a potential for a stolen base, and he's not going to get on. That 14, depending on Roach. And what is Roach at second base? Could be a double play if Roach, haven't played this in about a couple months. Hold on a second. So the 14 says, all right, with a runner on first, strong arm second baseman will make a double play. I do not think Roach has a strong arm. I used to have him memorized. I haven't played in a couple months. And Roach is not a guy that starts very often. He's a weak arm. So it's just going to be a fielder's choice, 4-6. And Casco is on the fielder's choice. Here comes pitcher Perky. He's got his own batting card. Most every pitcher does. 23, struck him out. And that's the second out. 2 away now. And here comes the top of the order. Johnny Temple. Temple doubled in the first inning and was left stranded. Here's a pitch from Burdette, 31, and that's going to be a bouncer, and that's through the left side. And it's played by Covington, who gets it in quickly to Mantilla with 2. Let's see, with 2 out. It's a base hit. F will go Casco. I do not think Casco's an F, so. Oh, he is. He'll go to third. So first and third now. So 2 for 2 for Temple. Starting to pull cards now for certain things to see the base runner advancement. There's another way of doing it, but the fast action cards are the fastest way. Here's Pinson. Pitch from Burdette, a 56. Strike 3. Again, Burdette gets out of a tough spot. So 1 run comes in, that home run on 3 hits, and we go to the top of the third inning. It's going to be the bottom of the order, Mantilla, Burdette, and Bruton for the Braves. Bob Perky on the mound for the Reds. And here is Mantilla. Temple singled, and then a strikeout 4. So, all right, 25, and that's going to be an out. 19. That 9 tells us it's a fly to right. Burdette got his card, 22, and that is going to be a strikeout. So fly to right and a strikeout. It's 2 quick outs for Bob Perky. Perky is 7-5 with a 3.48 ERA. 16, and that'll be an out of 4. Says he bounced to second base, scooped up by Temple over to first. That retires the side. 3 up and 3 down. Probably one of the fastest playing games that I know. What's taking me long is moving the cards. Jerry Lynch against Lou Burdette, who really hasn't gotten into a good, strong rhythm, 61, and that will be a pop-up to 1. He's, oh, I gotta look that up. Pop-up to 12, pop-up to 1 is, if he's a lefty, goes to third base. So pop 5, 1 down. Not to the pitcher, because that would be, the pitchers don't get very many pop-ups. Once in a while you get. Frank Robinson is next. That's a 14, and that will be an out. 14, bouncer to second base, played by Roach. And Robinson is out, 2 down. Gus Bell, lefty hitter, 16, and that'll be a fly ball. Center field, backing up a few steps is Bruton, squeezes it, and that retires the side. All right. Eddie Matthews. These are the big boys for the Braves. Here's a pitch, and that's a 53. Now, that's going to be a KD check. KD is only 1-2. We rolled a 12, so it doesn't qualify. So, we have to check defense now. And we're going to pull a card, and that's going to say on a 53, it's going to be a range. It's going to be a range with a 12 to the left fielder, and the left fielder is bottom of the third. Nope, it is the top of the fourth. The left fielder is Lynch. And Lynch is a fielder 1-10. So this is going to drop in there for a double for Matthews. So Matthews picks up a range double. Lynch just does not get there. And here's Hank Aaron. Pitch 63, and that will be an out. 3. He's a righty, so that'll go to third. Runner will hold. 1 away. Covington is next. He's a lefty with a 12, and that'll be an out. A 13 will be bounced to first. Runner will advance. Got those memorized. 2 away. Runner on third base, and here's Adcock. He's a pitch. 22, and that's going to be base hit. Line, base hit. Left center field. Lynch cuts it off. And hold on, Adcock, there should be a guy with a double. Hold on a second, I don't know where he is. What happened there? Somehow I scored him. So I did the wrong thing here. He should be at third base. I see what I did, yeah. When I did the first 5-3, I had to go into detail, 5-3. All right, and then on the 3, he does advance, and he will score from third base on the single by Adcock. RBI single, and the game is tied. Del Crandall coming up. Perky checks in with Dotterer for the sign and sets and deals. So 21 will be an out, kind of an out. Will be a 2. Fly ball center field to retire the side, but 1 run comes in on 2 hits. Game is tied at 1 apiece. RBI single for Adcock. Perky, noticeably flustered there, was kind of somehow angry with himself. It might have been the pitch, it might have been the sign, it might have been a miscommunication. And Crandall flied out to center to end that inning. Here is Pendleton. 26 against a lefty would be a single, otherwise it's going to be an out. That's your splits, and that 19 says it's right field, the 9. Dotterer, who singles. Here's a pitch from Burdette. And a 33 will be line base hit center field. So 2 for 2 for Dotterer, the catcher. Casco, and that's a 46. Ballpark, we're going to go to the ballpark card. And he is a righty. The 13 tells us that's a pop-up to foul out to first base, FO3. Two-way now. And here's the pitcher, Perky. Perky struck out. 56, and he strikes out again. That retires the side. No runs, one hit, one left. Score is 1-1. Playing Fall Classic Baseball. This is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. And Mel Roach leading off. Mel Roach only had 31 at-bats in the 59 season with the bat at .097. Probably not going to get a hit, a 56, and he will strike out. Chases a curveball in the dirt. Felix Mantilla, 31, and that's going to be bounced up the middle and base hit. Past the diving Temple. So Mantilla's on at first. Burdette will swing away with a 14, strikes out. That is strikeout number 3 for Perky. And Bill Bruton. 31, and that is a check swing. Blooper, Texas Leaguer drops in, base hit. And runner will advance. OFW arm. Right field, let's see what kind of arm the right fielder has. Should have advanced with 2 outs. Gus Bell is a arm rating of an A, so he will hold at second base. Not going to test Gus Bell's arm. So we got first and second, 2 out. And here comes Eddie Matthews, the always dangerous Eddie Matthews. Pitch from Purkey, 41, and that will be a base on balls to load the bases for Hank Aaron. So bases loaded, 1-1, top of the 5th. Mantilla third, Bruton at second, and Matthews on at first. Perky going to check in with Doddard for the sign. Shakes him off. Sees something he likes. Pitch to Aaron. And that is going to be a 15, which is a pop-up to left side. Mantilla. I'm sorry, Pendleton makes the catch and that retires the side. No runs. 2 hits. 3 left. The Braves fail to capitalize on a possible big inning. Left the bases loaded in that one. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. Burdette against the top of the order, Johnny Temple. 33, that's going to be line base hit to left center. Temple is on at first. We're going to get he's a 316 hitter. Pinson's going to swing away. 64, and that'll be an out. Fly ball in the gap. After it is Bruton, and Bruton catches up to it. So it's a single, and a fly to center. 1 away. Lynch with a 61, and that'll be an 11. He is an A, and the guy on base is an A, so that'll be Tapper right back to the mound. Runner will advance. And the 1 tells me that on 11. And here's Frank Robinson. Dangerous Frank Robinson, 36 home runs, 125 RBIs, 311 batting average. And even Gus Bell after him is protecting him with 19 home runs and 293 batting average. So we're gonna pitch to Frank Robinson. Lou Burdette. The pitch, 61, and that'll be bounced to second base. Charging is Roach, and he throws him out to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Go to the top of the 6th inning. This game's all tied at 1. And Perky is going to be facing Covington, Adcock, and Crandall. Covington today is 0 for 1 with a walk. Here's a pitch, and a 41 will be 19. Fly ball, right field for out number 1. Adcock is next with a 61, and that'll be blank. And you go to here, out 13. He's a righty, so that'll be the 3rd. Picked up by Pendleton, who throws him out. And Del Crandall. Crandall today is lined out. No, he's flied out twice to center field, and he'll in this case he'll bounce out to third to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Perky. No runs, no hits. Bottom of the 6th, all tied at 1. Burdette facing Gus Bell. 54, and that's a 54 chart. I'm going to take a look, pull a card. And bases are empty. Should be wild. So we're not going to go with that card. We're going to look for a wild card, and the next one does have it. Bases empty. We're going to check for the error rating for the right fielder, Aaron. And let's see, Aaron. His error rating in right field is a 4, and I rolled a 3, so that's going to be. Let's see what that was. Get a card. It's going to be an error roll for, if error, go to exotic error chart. So we're going to go to an exotic error chart. And first base, no, right field, outfield. So we're going to roll the D20, and it's going to say 14. It's going to say single plus error, batter to second, runners advance 2 bases. So it's a single and an error. And that's going to put E9. So a single plus an error on the right fielder, Aaron. And here comes Pendleton. So Burdette has his work cut out for him. 1-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch to Pendleton. So 51. That's going to be a KD. It's 1-3, but we rolled a 12 too high. So we're going to check an error on somebody. See what the card says. The 51 says error on the shortstop, but that 12 is going to be too high, so the runner will hold. I know who is that, Mantilla, and I'll just double check because he's not my regular guy, but Mantilla's shortstop has an error rating of, oh no, has an error rating of 15, so it is an error on Mantilla. So we got to fix that. Lucky I checked. So some sloppy play here by the Braves. E6. And it's going to be first and, let's make sure it was only, 1 base. It says it on the card, 1 star. So it's an E6. Pendleton is on. We got runners on first and third. And we're going to play with nobody out. We're going to play for the double play. And let the run score. Here's a pitch, and that's a 32, and that'll be an out, an 11 with first and third. Let's see what it says. First and third, 11. And what do we roll? We got a 2, so it's to the catcher. And runner at third will hold on this one. So it's going to be a ground out 2-3. Runner at first will advance, runner on third will hold. I have to advance the runner. Hold on. Ground out 2-3. Gotta advance the runner. The other runner holds. Should be good now. There it is. Casco's up. Eddie Casco, 1 out, 2 on. And the infield will, now there's no possibility for a double play, so we were going to bring the infield in. Here's a pitch to Casco. It's a 62, and that 62 is an out. A 10 is a line out. 2, a 10 with that 2 is a line out to left field. Runners will hold. So L7. And it's the pitcher, Perky. And again, 61, so I'm going to let him bat. Pitch from 51, that's another. Oh, and that's a strikeout because the 1, remember it's 1-3, the KD check for the K, and we roll the 1, strikes out Perky, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, couple of errors in that inning. They leave 2, and it's a line out to. Oh no, I'm sorry, it was a strikeout. My fault. All right, so Burdette somehow manages to get out of that predicament, to say the least. It was actually first and third with nobody out, and then it was second and third with 1 out. All right, Perky. And it's Roach, Mel Roach. Here's the pitch. Top of the 7th, 24, and that'll be an out. What kind of an out is it? 10. That'll be a line out to center field. Oop. 1 away. Mantilla. Snake eyes, and that'll be a fly ball. High fly, center field. And it's Burdette. Pitch from Purkey, 53. That's going to be a range, and that's going to be a base hit. That 19 tells me it's really high. And it's past the shortstop for a single. So the pitcher picks up a single. It's on at first. And here's Bill Bruton. So let's go Roach, line out to center. Then it was a fly out to center. And that was a single. And here is Bruton. Now he's gone 27, 27. Both pitchers have gone 27. He can go 31. He can face 31, so he's still okay. Here's the pitch with Bruton. 65, and that's going to be a pitcher home run, -4. So Perky is on 65 is 1-12. -4 makes it 1-8. We roll a 15, so that is going to be a ground ball to first base, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. So that was Bruton who rounded out the first and the inning. There we go. Bottom of the 7th. All tied at 1, so we got a pitcher's duel. Burdette's ERA is 3.40, an 8-7 record. Johnny Temple leads off. Take a quick sip of my cerveza. All right. Bottom of the 7th, Johnny Temple. 66. That's going to be a drive. 1 hop off the wall, played by Bruton. Temple digging for second. Here's the throw, the tag by Roach, and not in time. So it's a lead-off double again. 4 for 4 for Johnny Temple. 2 doubles and 2 singles. And again, Burdette in trouble. Burdette can go 36, so he's got 27. That's his 28th. All right, Pinson. Vita Pinson now, who's a heck of a hitter, with a run around second. Here's Burdette, 52, and that's going to be a KD with a 7, too high. We're going to see who that 52 goes to. It's going to go to the pitcher. Burdette is a 3 error, so he will make the play. Runner will hold. So 1 out. Jerry Lynch, pitch from Burdette, 53 and an 18. That is going to be a range base hit. That's just too high. Left fielder's Covington, and there's just no way Covington's that high. Covington is a, I think we looked earlier, he's a terrible range of a 5. That's going to fall in. Runner will advance 1 base, so it's going to be first and third. And Burdette's allowed 9 hits now, and here comes Frank Robinson. The bottom of the 7th, we're going to bring the infield in. Here's the pitch, and it's a 36. That's going to be an out, a 16, and that's by the diving shortstop Mantilla. Runs, scores. Infield in, base hit. First and third, RBI for Robinson, and the Reds have taken the lead. Gus Bell with a 51. That's going to be another error check. Shortstop, and that's going to be an error, one base error, E6 on Felix Mantilla. He's 15. We looked at it before. That's going to load up the bases. Jim Pendleton. Again, we're going to play the infield in. Here's the pitch. 25, and against a lefty, it's a single. Otherwise, it's a 14 with the bases loaded. Let's see what happens with the infield in with the bases loaded. Bases loaded, infield in. It's going to be base hit again. Runners will advance one base. Infield in is killing us. That's one thing about this game that I noticed. The infield in does not really pay off. There are too many possibilities. Anything that's a 13, 14, 15, or 16 are almost automatic runs scored. The lower numbers, like a 3, 4, 5, 6, are going to be outs, but it just seems that I always roll high when I bring the infield in. So that's an RBI. And it's Dotterer, and at this point we're down by 2 runs now, and we're going to leave the middle halfway for the double play. Try to get it. 24. That'll be an out. A 1 right back to the mound with the bases loaded. Let's see what that looks like. Let's see, bases loaded, right back to the pitcher. Strong or average arm pitcher gets the runner out at home, and he is a weak arm pitcher. So it's going to be 1-3, and another run comes in. Has only 1 play. Second and third now in Casco. 4-1. Pitch to Casco. It's a 31. That's bounced up the middle. That's a base hit. And let's see how many runs come in. Run around second. Scores. And the score now is going to be 6-1. And he's plus he's tired as well. I forgot 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. But he's given up well, with the error in between, he's going to get pulled. So it's 2 RBIs for Casco. And the game has been broken open here in the bottom of the 7th. So we're going to pull Burdette. You know, the pitcher's coming up, and we're going to just bring in somebody who doesn't. A guy named Trowbridge. Not really. Wait a second. Spawn can. We're not going to use Spawn in this situation. Everybody's close. The only guy really I have who has a lot is McMahon. Even though this is a blowout, I hate to use McMahon in a blowout. You know, I'm going to use this guy Trowbridge. He's terrible, and this game fits that situation. Trowbridge. All right, we're going to... Oh, that's his batting card. Hold on a second. There he is. Trowbridge. And we'll see what kind of stuff he has today. He's got his C stuff. Okay, so that's... C stuff, and he will be facing the pitcher. Pitch 63, and that's a strikeout. Perky strikes out. 4th time. Golden sombrero. And that retires the side. Finally, they get out of the inning. Wow, I never thought that would end. But the Braves trail 6-1 now. So let's see what the Braves offense can do. You never know. Eddie Matthews leads off against Perky. Perky's got 27-28, and he can go 31, so he's still good. Pitch, and a 32 will be an out. Will be 11 bounced in front of the plate, and Dotterer pounces on it, and 1 away. Next up is Aaron with a 42, and that'll be an out, a line out to left, L7. Covington will have the lefty, 21, and with a 6, it'll be a ground ball to short to end the inning, 3 up, 3 down. They scored 1, 2. At least in that last inning, they scored 5 for the Reds on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits and an error. And 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 8th. Go to the bottom of the 8th. Temple. Johnny Temple's up, leading it off. Trowbridge. Perky made out, so it's Temple leading off. Here it is. 55, and that's going to be a drive in the gap, and that's going to split the outfielders. It takes a wild bounce off the wall, and it was hold on, Aaron. Let's finish that last inning. I didn't finish it up. L7 and 6-3, and that's going to be a triple for Temple. Stand-up triple, lead-off stand-up triple for Temple, who's 5 for 5 now in this game. He's a home run short of the cycle. Johnny Temple, 5 to 5. Putting on a clinic. Here's Pinson. Infield is in again. 26 against a righty. It's a base hit. And at this point, just kind of roll. Hope some outs come. 34, and that'll be a base hit. Runner will stop at second. Frank Robinson. And a 14. That's going to be a pop-up. Second base. Anything else would have been a double play. We needed that double play. Gus Bell with a 53, range 15. Let's see who that's to. We need a miracle here. Shortstop, no way. Mantilla's range is poor, I believe. We looked at it before. Not too bad. He's a 10 range. That's by him for a base hit. 1 run scores. So RBI single for Bell. Oh, wait. Blah, blah, blah. No. Bases are loaded now. No run scores there. My mistake. All right. My mistake on that. So run doesn't score. So bases are loaded, and up comes Pendleton. Infield is back looking for the double play. 56, and that'll be a strikeout. So big K here in a bases loaded situation. Scores 7-1. Close game until the bottom of the 7th when the Reds came up with 5 runs. And Dodder is up. He is 2 for 4. And a 52 is going to be an error check. 16 is too high. Not going to be an error. 52 third base, played by Matthews. And that retires the side. So last licks. So 1 run comes in that inning on 4 hits. And we go to top of the 9th. Last licks for the Braves. Most of the crowd is heading for the exits. This game is pretty much over. Perky is going to try to finish it. He can go 31, and he's gone 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. So if he doesn't let anybody on base, he will be fine. Pitch to Adcock. And a 63. That'll be a line out to third base, L5. Hits it on the screws, but right at Pendleton at third for the first out. Here's Del Crandall with a 51. That's going to be an error check. A lot of error checks in this game so far, in this game, this particular game, not in the game itself, not in the mechanics itself or the engine itself. So it's going to be a shortstop check. The shortstop is Casco. And we rolled a 10, so this is probably not going to be an error, and it won't be. He's a 5, so he'll make the play for out number 2. So the Braves are down to their last out. Mel Roach. We're going to pinch hit for Roach. And who's it going to be? It's going to be Perky's a righty, so we're going to bring in Torrey. Frank Torrey. See if you can find him quickly. Got him. So Torrey, you're going to write him in. This is Joe Torrey's, Frank Torrey. There we go. Pitch from Perky. And a 35 will be a base hit. It's for Torrey. That's nice to see him get a base hit. And help force Perky from the game. Actually, we can let him go one more player, but he will be in bad shape. Unless it's an out on the batter card. He's cooked. Mantilla 215 hitter. We'll let Mantilla, you know what? We're going to pinch hit. So Mantilla, we're going to pinch hit, and it'll be Vernon. Another lefty coming in. Mickey Vernon. All right, lefty batter. And here it is. That's a 14, which will be an automatic out. He got lucky. Perky got lucky. Bounced to second base. And that's the ball game, my friends. No runs, 1 hit. 1 left, and the final score. So Vernon bounces out to second base, and it's 7-1. 16 hits. I mean, everything went the Reds' way. They kept on rolling hit after hit after hit. 7-1, 7-16 and 0, and some atrocious defense by the Braves did not help. 1-6 and 3 for the Braves. The Braves are 41 and 32, and it's 36 and 38 for the Reds. Bob Perky gets the victory, 8 and 5, and Burdette drops to 8 and 8, and the Yankees are started their game, so I'm going to go watch that, see if Judge hits the 61st home run, tying up Garrick. Watch my APA 61 replay. See how close APA can get to the 61 home runs that Garrick hit. So that's it, guys. This is Fall Classic Baseball. This is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Remember to join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group and all its affiliated groups. Great discussions. Remember, like and subscribe my channel. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Take care.